Okay, so I got James's razors out. Well, one of them. I still got this one in here because the diff that we put in there, or that he wanted me to put in there, is broken. So like I said, it's binding up. So I've got to take it back out and gut it, put it back in. But anyways, we're back on this. I got all the parts in for this transmission here. Got 13 different parts. I got all new seals and new bearings for most of it. Also the new low gear and the collar for it. So I was about to go in. I got most of the bearings pressed out. I've got to get that one pressed off tomorrow, and I'm gonna finish doing this shaft here in a minute. But all these bearings are off. I'm just got them pressed back on, or halfway. Anyways, those are going to come back off. Press out the seals, clean up all the cases tomorrow in the parts washer, and start assembling it. But I'll pick up here in a second when I get all this disassembled. So I got the last bearing off. All the bearings are marked with their part number and then a writing, and all the writing goes on the outside. So you slide your new bearings on. Still got to kind of figure this one out. My jaws are too big to fit behind here, but I'll still get it out. And then now once both those gears are out, basically this thing just slides apart, but I'll get that here in a second. Old coming out, the Ace 325 gears going in, and the new collar and new low gear. So almost done. Alright, so it's late, but I like doing this stuff. So got all the old bearings pressed off of the shafts and all the old gears. Already put on the new ones. That's a new gear. That's the new collar, low gear, new collar. Low gear for the gear reductions right there. So just replacing bearings. As you know, the main bearing on the snorkels, that old one there on the left, the new one on the right. Just pressing it all on and off. The main thing I use to press it on and off is just a 3-jaw puller. I mean, it might not be preferred or whatever, but it's better than say like the bearing or the hydraulic press for like Harbor Freight or something, which I would probably get, and put it right there. But it works just fine. You just got to keep on adjusting your different settings there for the different holes and lengths and everything, and then turn it around to press on your new gears and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and put on the new bearings. The new bearings are very nice and tight. You can see here, I mean, I'm going left or right, no play, versus one like this that does have a lot of play left and right. I mean, even this one's not as bad as the other ones. So this is a snorkel gear. Just gonna put on the new ones, put on the all the C-clips and washers and everything, and we'll be starting to finish up with this. Got all the bearings pressed back on. All of them are off now. They are all tight, do not wiggle. I might have said that in another video, I don't remember. Spool's ready to go. All his things are on. His gear reduction is in there, and the new gear pressed on there. His cases are over here soaking. Got to clean them out, spray them down with the parts cleaner, and knock out the old seals and put the new seals in. Alright, so this case half is ready to go back together. I'm going to install the seals first and cleaned it all out. We're going to go put the snorkel back on. These 3 go back to 10 foot-pounds. And then if you take the snorkel tube out, or the shaft, then you got to mess with your backlashing and everything like that. Well, we don't have to do that, so if you were to do that, you would not put in this bolt and then set your backlash and everything. But they'll get torqued down to 10 foot-pounds. You do this one, your spool, and then here and there. And then we'll get going with that. Clean up all your gasket surface and everything. Make sure they're all nice and clean, which they are. So, okay, so got all the gears and shifter linkage all back together. Everything is working fine as it should. All the gears are meshed up perfectly down there. Everything is aligned nicely. So now it should be a whole lot smoother, a whole lot easier for him to get into gear now that his high gear right there is actually engaged fully, and all the collars are nice and flush with each other. So Now, if only we just upgraded this reverse chain. But anyways, he's got the gear reduction here now, new bearings. Like I said, it should be smooth, full, and low and slow. Alright, so now that everything is back together, I'm just gonna throw on the bead of Yama Bond. It is pretty thick, but this thing is not gonna leak on my account. So if he finds trash or whatever in there, it's gonna be because of his vent line. And Wesley, you know what I'm talking about, because this is how I got it. Anyways, new seals on everything in there. On the back side, new seal for the transmission output. Put some grease around the outputs here, kind of polished up all those seats and everything. Polished up the seats on that side, cleaned up the gasket surfaces, and like I said, I'm just about ready to throw it in there and be done. Okay, well, I got the transmission and everything buttoned up together. There's a bead of silicone around there. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of a lot, but it's sealing it up. So the last thing you have to do is you do all your shift points here. Everything has to be aligned. If you can assemble this in high gear, like I said, I don't even know why I'm saying this. This isn't a how-to. I've got a how-to on this, so my hand's gonna be in the way. Everything's gonna be in the way, but this is what you do. Okay, so here's the final product. It's all done. Like I said, new seals everywhere, both sides. Gear reduction, the Ace 320, whatever it is, 323, 325. Ace gears in here, which is supposedly like the 25. Everything is shifting fine, even though there is no oil in here. Sealed up, low, slow, new bearings. Everything is rotating great. There's the... So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This is the transmission that will work on anything from the 570 to the 1000.